So today I'm going to show you how to make fall themed animal photos. So I've got 7 different images here. We're going to play with a couple of them, and I'm going to show you how to take a normal photo and give it more of a fall look. Alright, so diving into this first image here, we've got a bear shot in Alaska, of course, but because one of his paws is underwater, it looks kind of awkward with the way he's stepping, so it didn't quite make the cut. But I'm going to use it to show you how to get this look. As you see, I made some of my adjustments, super basic stuff, nothing too extreme, but this is your base adjustment. Get your lighting, get your color right. Then when you're ready to start dialing in this effect, you go down to this last tab here, it's calibration. And so you have your red primary, your green primary, and your blue primary. So all you have to do is take this blue primary, take the hue and drop it down. And you're going to notice how those greens start dropping into more orangey browns. So in order to kind of compensate for that and complete the fall look, you're going to take your red primary and then you're going to bring it up. Now, before I go any further, if you look at the water here or the wet rocks, they're pretty vibrant blue. So I'm going to take that saturation on the blue primary and I'm going to drop it to where that looks a lot better. So I do have some vibrance in there, and that red primary, I'm going to bring up the saturation there, bring up the saturation on my green primary. So I'm going to turn this on and off, and you see summertime, fall, summertime, fall. It just gives a completely different look. And if you compare the photos side by side, there might be some slight difference here in the color of the hair of the bear. That was kind of hard to say. Color of the hair of the bear. Definitely stylized, but still natural. I do still see some of those blues there and those rocks that I want to take out. So I'm going to tweak a couple things. So HSL color tab, saturation on my aquas, drop that, and on my blues. And pull out and see what we've got. So more of a fall winter themed photo of a bear where the greens aren't just overwhelming you. Amazing photo, but let's move on. Alright, so the next one I want to show you guys is this hummingbird. There's a lot of green in the background, there's a lot of trees with a lot of leaves, and then he's not the brightest hummingbird, but the reason I wanted to show you this one is because he has the green in the tips. You could obviously mask out the bird and do the same technique, but I'm going to do the lazy way and just keep it subtle. Again, we just take the blue primary, we dial it back, and you can already see it at work. All the green in the background turning to more of a fall look. We're gonna keep it real subtle. So looking between the two, he's not the prettiest hummingbird anyway, but that important part is the background, how it just really doesn't overwhelm you with the green, gives more of that fall vibe. Again, if you were dead set on keeping that hummingbird perfectly natural, mask him out. You can do the same technique that way. But this is an amazing shot, and if you're having a slow fall or a slow winter and you're not seeing many animals, you can use this technique and people will think that you just took the shot. So it keeps you up to date on the algorithm for social media, and it keeps people thinking that you're out there just constantly taking photos. So this technique is useful for many different reasons. So I'm going to show you one more just to show you that you can do this with an array of animals. We've got this frog here, and obviously these frogs are in areas that don't really experience fall. They just have the wet and dry seasons. But again, I'm just going to keep it subtle, drop the blue primary, bump the red primary, and I'm definitely exposing the fact that I back focused the shot just a little bit. His eye's out of focus. So we're also going to go to the green primary and we're going to drop it down, really dull those greens out, and then we're going to bump the red primary saturation, and that's really just going to have him stand out. Now obviously this looks great as is, but with any of these photos you can really dive in and really go over the top with it. So if I were to add a mask here, let's say radial gradient, get him stand out a little bit. Anytime you bump exposure, you want to also bump your contrast there. And then I like to do linear gradients. And now it really gives that spotlight effect to where he just looks like he is standing out, like there's a beam of light just falling perfectly onto this frog. So gives a really amazing look. Comparing to the original to the new one, the frog is more the focus. The eye is drawn to the colors of the frog, and it comes out with an amazing look. So this one's not as much fall themed, more dead leaves themed, but I mean that's what fall is. So I mean, even boring images, you know, this is not one to jump for joy over, but if I were to make it more interesting, it would be by making this a fall image here, and I will do this in record time. So boom, you saw that in the middle of hunting season. Here's your proof. So just back and forth, completely different look. We'll do one more bear one, just because bears are fun, and then I'll wrap this up. Again, just drop the blue primary, bump the red primary, watch those aquas. And then you can toy with your greens, just to see where you want things. So comparing the two, definitely a lot less green. Again, you can shape light with it. So just back and forth, you see the complete difference in the image, and honestly, it is so much nicer not being so punched in the face with the greens all the time. I love green places. I love traveling to green places, especially living in West Texas. But having that fall vibe, it just allows you to keep posting images year round. So if you're focusing on your grid, it's not super green image of a bear followed by a brown turkey followed by, you know, it helps it match just a little bit. And I know the HSL color tab and the tone curve, those are there, and you have a lot of flexibility with those. But if you're looking for quick turnaround, you can't beat this. It's amazing. So I'll start there, and then I'll do my final tweaks with color going back up. But that's all there is to it. It's a super powerful tool in Lightroom, so it's super easy and a lot of fun. But if you guys want to see how I took those pictures in Alaska, I'll link that video here. But you guys aren't going to want to miss out on what I've got coming up. So make sure you hit subscribe and show the algorithm some love. So like, comment, bell notification, all those things. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.